Hello everyone, this is Ken from K&S Brakes and we are back in the garage and glad to be here. We were lucky enough to pick up a new 2024 C8 Z51. We got that from a local dealer, Modern Chevrolet. They're in middle of North Carolina. Had a great time there. It's the end of 24 now, so lucky for us, we're able to get the cars a little less than maybe they were going for even as recently as a year ago. So we're happy to have it. I had a couple miles on it, but it's a Z51, front lift, mag ride, GT2 seats. I like blue, as you can tell. Yellow calipers, so we can always talk about brake dust, even though it's my least favorite subject. Anyway, we just want to take a look at the car in terms of brakes, see if GM is still putting the same parts on the car. I suspect so. Everything I know, it all fits the same. But you know, they could have changed a rotor supplier, a pad supplier, etc. This is frequent given production changes, etc. That's just not uncommon, you know, throughout the course of a vehicle's production. I mean, this is the 4th or 5th model year of the car. It's again returned for 2025 as well. As far as I know, nothing changed. You know, we did a lot of work on these Z51s over the years. I want to say 15,000 of the first 20,000 in 2020 were Z51s, and I think that spread has maintained itself pretty well. So this is a often used, you know, brake setup, tons of users, and again, we just want to kind of see what GM's doing now, and then this is ours. So we're going to have a lot of plans in store for this. The first thing, as always, just a couple things you need to remember if you want to do the brakes on this car. A lot of computers. So the first thing we do is window down, parking brake disengaged, car neutral, frunk open, then disconnect the battery. At that point, then you can take the rotors and calipers off, pump, bleed the brakes, etc. Get everything back to hard and firm. And the last thing you do again is rehook up the battery. We've set the codes a few times. There are various ways to reset them. You can research that elsewhere. We hope to not have to learn that here. That's not the point of the video. Anyway, we'll get it up in the air a little bit, get the wheels off, and kind of review the couple of random semi-strange tools you need to do this, and have a look at what Chevrolet sold us. Thanks. All right, we got the yellow calipers because, you know, 300 miles, and it's all that dust everyone talks about. It all looks the same as what I recall. Torque's there, the weird 11 millimeter 10 spline thing on the back of the cross bolt, and then the anti-rattle spring or cross spring is kind of oddly clipped to that. It's kind of hard to get off. So I don't think anything's different, but my guess is that pad is glued to that caliper pistons. So we're going to try and take them out, but I'm not going to force it. If I have to, I'll just pull the caliper and take the pads off like we did 5 years ago. Right? Yeah, you just have to tap it a little bit. We had that. We had a couple guys call, and I was like, what? And they're like, yeah, no. So we'll just mention that. Yep. All right, so the laser thing says it's a, 9 millimeter by 10 point. It goes on there. It kind of doesn't feel like it really wants to work. I'm pretty sure I have to tap that a minute to get it to seat, but that's that weird size to get the cross bolt. And then thank you to Jerry U. This is a T40. Yeah, it's a little jiggly in there, but it'll work. I think a T40 Plus supposedly will be better. We'll pick one of those up since we have the car now, but we'll get this thing apart here together. We'll get this apart here in just a moment. So we got the hardware out, which is zero fun. The good news is the pads are no longer glued to the pistons. The pad came out, and we'll get a close look at these in a sec. Look at that. That's the way it's supposed to be. Let's go over to the bench here for a minute. All right. Dust even, they make dust on the bench. So that's the angle of direction. I think the only reason that would matter is for another car that uses a wear sensor, not our car. I think it's a Cadillac and or Camaro shape, but maybe that squealer hit something. So either way, Brembo does not make brake pads. This is made by Padgett. See that? And it is a GF friction code. That means it's pretty aggressive at temperature. So that's good to know. And yeah, that's picking up some dust pretty quick. Nothing to see here. I like the no glue because, you know, there you go. And then we can already tell that the pistons are the same size, which means that's basic. So we got the pads out. The anti-rattle thing is a lot of fun. You can bend these tabs, but it's just really tight and cumbersome. So, you know, have fun with that. The fun part is I'm on a lift. It's going to be much easier. There's, I think, a 21mm bolt that holds the caliper to the spindle knuckle. And those suckers are pretty tight. I got a lot of room. If you're doing this in your garage, you might not. You know, be ready for that. All right, so the only other thing is the little torque screw for the rotor. We've done these before. It's a T something, and they're so soft. Just be careful. It's a pain. This is where the show could end because we've done this before and they've been tight. And look what happened to my Torx, and that's even a snap-on. We'll see what happens. Wish me luck. All right, so got that brand new rotor off of my car. I used one from a previous car, a few years old. They look identical. I don't think they've changed anything with the disc here. Same amount of vanes. A little bit of a angled vane, which is weird. That means there's two left rotors on the car. I don't know, you know, forbidden me from arguing with GM. Anyway, new product we have, or it's relatively new. We've had them about a year. K&S one-piece replacement discs. They're made for us by DBA. We've done this for C5s and C6s. These track guys, they use them all the time. Anyway, we have these in stock. Take a quick look at these. There's some basic instructions. And don't hate the, see what we got here. Hopefully I opened a front. That looks like a front rotor. That is fine turned. I like that. We got DBA's temperature strips there so you can monitor your brake temperatures. They use DBA's pillar vane design, so it's a little different than what GM did. But again, good thick cheeks. I'm assuming that's a front. We can confirm they are the same size. Now let's do the magic weight test because everyone wants to know, well, how much does it weigh? Let's find out. So DBA's one-piece rotor for the front of your C8 Z51 is, she's a big one, about 25 pounds and change. Let's see what this OEM one, maybe a skosh lighter. 24 pounds and change. So you'll be 1 pound slower with the DBA rotors. I think you probably won't notice lap times from that. It's a nice looking piece. They're available now. You can see them on our website. I'm tired, so we're not going to show you the rears yet. But based on the fronts being all the same, we'll go through the rears. We do have K&S and DBA one-piece rotors for the front and the rear of the car. And you might be able to guess what's coming next for our Z51. Stay tuned. We'll be in touch. Thank you.